it is Futon here, and welcome to a video on how to AFK the Corporeal Beast. Okay, now let's go into the gear setup for this. No, I am using a lot of overkill for this. You do not need exactly what I have here. I do not own a Souls Amulet at this time. You can use a Souls, you can get away with it. It's no big deal. You don't need an Essence of Finality. If you want to have one in there, you cannot trigger the Essence of Finality with any of the special attacks. You can't trigger with Revolution, so just a heads up on that. You definitely need a Masterwork Spirit, and as you notice, I'm able to do this with Utter Garbage perk. Really, I have this Aftershock Lunging. It was just made as a switch originally for me, so you don't really need anything gear-wise. I'm using Trim Masterwork because really it is the cheapest armor to really use. And I'm gonna have to repair this probably in the next day or two, Monka. Um, anyway, besides that, you're not going to be using any protection prayers with my method, so you don't really need anything like that. Cinderbane gloves and weapon poison if you choose to use it. I just will go ahead and use Cinderbanes and laceration boots with Hazelmere um, just for prayer bonus here. The Hazelmere, you do not need this. Just use the luck of the dwarves. I just have this item, and I tend to use it because I didn't really pay for it. I actually got my own. And the number one thing is a scrimshaw of vampirism. With that being said, the main thing you're gonna need is prayer pots and a little bit of food. I would pay attention to if you get tuna potato drops and just refill your empty inventory spaces and an enhanced Excalibur. And another thing you're gonna need is a Odak coil and a cannon balls. Note, you will get more cannonballs than you actually will use. So it is very nice in that regards. As a note, the main drops here will be picked up by the Shadow Drake, and also Corp gives an abundance of charms. Now, with that being said, let's get into the actual method of the kill. Okay, now that we're at the Corporeal Beast, you will notice in here that there is an instance for this. You're more than welcome to actually use it. From what I understand, though, and what I tested quite a few years ago, there is no difference in speed from the normal instance and from the actual corporeal beast. How outside of it, however, there is a bug with Cinderbanes. If you poison the one outside and you do not kill it, it'll become increasingly difficult to bank because the poison will never clear. So just as a heads up, if you want to make your life a little easier and you're not going to teleport out, if you accidentally teleport out mid-kill or something along that lines, go ahead and make it instance. So be aware that you will lose your cannon if you die in here, etc. So anyway, let's just go ahead and start an instance here, which will drop you inside. You want to rush right over here, place the cannon here, get your prayers up, get this up, and get your vampirism scrimshaw. No, you want to stand somewhere over. Actually, no, sorry, they have different spawn points, don't they? Oh boy. Okay, so pull the cannon right here. No, if you're outside the instance, the corporeal beast will spawn here, and that's actually what I was testing earlier. Um, and if you so choose to make your life a little easier, brawler and berserker does do wonders in here. You also could be using vampirism. Nothing else really in here is that good. Blackjack or master knockout isn't terrible. It increases your hit chance by 30% when the target is below 15k to deal the last bit of damage here. And as you know, you can get a little bit wrecked, but it's not that big of a deal. With this being a note, let's just activate Brawler for this moment, and as you see, my legendary tries to pick this up. Also, as a note, you want to go ahead and go into your action bar settings and set the check mark here for automatically trigger regenerate. Besides that, my action bar at this moment is cleave, greater flurry, quake, hurricane, assault, and blood tendrils. Note, I do not actually doing this with absolutely no inputs at all, so that I can get about 60 kills an hour with spawn rates. And it uses no supplies, no effort. I mean, you guys, like, I know people love their AFK, so this is really just sitting here and doing this with the Trim Masterwork Spear. The first was a little crazy with the kills, but as you see, my health is automatically pretty well restored. And then another note, these drop an abundance of charms, like 13 blues. I mean, I normally was getting a couple hundred an hour, so yeah, we can go ahead and pick up drops or whatever, and they're 20 limpo roots, and you guys can pretty much just guess from there what's just going to end up happening. So, as a note, again, if you are in an instance, please drop the cannon where I am standing. If you're not in an instance, drop the cannon over here because it will spawn in this area I'm circling with my mouse. It's a little bit of a difference, but again, this is for AFKing, and if you don't mind paying for the instance, it's not a bad idea, especially with banking, because again, Cinder Poison causes some weird issues with banking with on an instance. Oh, an unfortunate mishap I had for doing this boss title log. So with this all being said, I really hope that you guys could just take a look at my action bar, take a look at the setup. Like I said, Trim Masterwork and the Spear and the Vampirism Scrimshaw really is the most important part, along with Amulet of Souls. And again, you want to make sure that if you're doing this full AFK, to go into your gameplay under Action Bar and Combat Action Bar here, click automatically trigger regenerate, which will just heal you completely. And as a note, you still can end up taking some damage, so please pay some bit of attention. A note, you may end up having to activate Excalibur as well. And I am getting a lot of drops here. Um, and one final note is that you can end up getting what is the word of it? Tuna potatoes on the floor. It will beam if you have your beam set to 50k. With that being said, try to pick those up because those are actually extremely helpful. They'll just replenish your stock, and I generally was doing it for about an hour and a half outside this instance. That's the reason why you're seeing all of the record. And I was able to pretty well keep myself up. I generally will eat a food maybe once every 4 to 5 kills, and banking it here is pretty quick. I mean, you just grab the cannon, teleport out, and you could be back here within 30 seconds. So, with that being said, hopefully this was helpful to you, and I will see you guys for the next one.